All right, let's start off with your name and how you heard about Ibogaine.
My name's Damon. When I quit drinking about 7 years ago, I met a guy named Taub, and met him in New York City, and he was just such a warm and caring person that really opened myself up to the idea that there was this thing out there that could not only take away my cravings for alcohol, but kind of reestablish who I was as a person. So I looked into it for years, ever since I met him. 7 years later, I'm here in Costa Rica, and my life will never be the same.
Excellent. Tell me about your experience on the Ibogaine.
It was fairly difficult. I know some people go through it, having a very easy time of it, but mine was fairly dark, and went back into my military service where I was a medic during the first war in Iraq, and saw a lot of very traumatic things, mostly involving children. But during the experience, it seemed like all of that just was burnt away. It's not that I don't feel that experience anymore. I don't feel like it's imprisoning me in ideas of anger, bouts of rage. I had rage so bad sometimes that nobody could get me to calm down. I lost most of my teaching jobs. I'm a college professor, because I would attack my bosses. But now I feel completely at peace with everything in all life, and positive about my future.
Beautiful. So you have a really interesting background with Ibogaine.
Yeah.
And the irony is that you put forth a really beneficial educational program, which we're about to talk about, before even experiencing the medicine.
Right. It was partially due to my background as a scholar. I went into it as a scholarly endeavor. I wanted to really look into Ibogaine in all aspects, spiritual aspects, the psycho-spiritual aspects where psychological disorders might be helped, like my PTSD. I've, like I said before, bouts of rage that are just uncontrollable. So I built this website that was an internet radio broadcast all about Ibogaine, and the medical models to the sacred and sacramental models. And even at the end, we had a scientist on that showed us the metabolic level of Ibogaine and how it works. So we really gave a really comprehensive view of Ibogaine in the 20 shows we did. We had about 38 guest interviews, and now we have a website, ibo-radio.com, that we are trying to build community and information and awareness about Ibogaine, so we can spread it around the world and show people that there is healing. And especially in my case, I want to really let soldiers know out there that they don't have to go home and drink themselves to death or take narcotics to push back the pain of their experiences, that there is healing to be found, and it's found in this root, this wonderful and marvelous medicine and plant. And I'm so thankful to not only the medicine, but to the experience of understanding and learning about Ibogaine, so that I can hopefully transmit that to the rest of the world.
Tell me, what was it like learning so much about it and discussing it and educating yourself on it, educating others on it? What is it like now to experience it in a reflection of that?
Right. a culmination of everything that went into it. And people that I've interviewed, I've kept in contact with, and we've become very good friends online. And they've helped me through this whole thing. The other day, when I was feeling a bit low after my experience, I was chatting online with a bunch of my past interviewees, and they all just said, keep in there, hold in there, and the light's going to come out. And sure as hell it did. I mean, the sky opened up with brilliance. It was the closest thing to a true religious experience that I've ever felt.
Fantastic. That is incredible. All right, well, let's hear a little bit about your organization for children.
Yes.
Before we go.
Okay, that's ICANrevolution.org. And what ICAN is all about, it's the International Children's Awareness Network. And we're trying to do three things. We have three missions. One is ICAN Educate, and that we want to bring the wealth of knowledge that's found on the internet to even the poorest places in the world and the poorest children in the world. From there, we have a base to build on something that's been in the news a lot, the idea of sustainability. And that's our second mission, ICAN Sustain. ICAN Sustain main mission is to build sustainable agriculture, sustainable architecture, sustainable energy, things that are going to allow us as a human race to continue, and not only to continue, but to prosper. And our third mission is ICAN Organize. So once we have education in the poorest sections of the world, we have sustainability growing all around the world, then we can organize around those two missions and really make a movement that will change the world.
Well, it's an honor having you down, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.